Today I'll just be sharing few of my instances and experiences, not like not a big experience or something, but maybe like a conversation with someone from where I found out something which I used to be, or maybe just a random conversation with a family member. I think I have told you guys that I'm getting into arguments with uh, anyone I talk to, like especially from my family, because somewhere I'm feeling very like misunderstood or unheard, or like it happens, right? Like you have met people's needs for a long long time, but nobody met your needs for a long time, whether it's your family member, whether it is whoever it is. And it happens like there comes a time when you are like, I am no more pleasing anyone, I'm just pleasing myself, I'm just hearing myself, I'm just hearing my needs, which is very essential. You're not asking for much. So sometimes it happens, right, that people who are elder to you, they just see their perspective, they just see their point of views, and you are like, I'm not here just to satisfy you. So uh, so that happens a lot. And so I think my manifestation coach also told me, when I there was a time when I was asking her that, I just want my SP, I want no one else, and I'm very very serious about this. And so she said that, yeah, it is fine, it is good to be stubborn, it is good to be stubborn for good things. So it is fine, like you're not doing anything wrong in this. You are an independent individual, you have the right to choose your own needs, uh, your own things. So that's what she told me. And she said that, even there she described a time wherein she wanted to own a land, but she was in a 9 to 5 job wherein she was actually not so happy with that job. But she said that, I had no means to buy that land, but I started feeling like that landowner. And somehow from my grandmother's, like she was saying, like my manifestation coach was saying, that somehow through my grandmother's contact or something, I got a land, and now I am that land owner. So I embodied that feeling for a long time, and then I actually got it. Similarly, like this is another example which I'm gonna give, because this is not about some landowner or something. Like I do not have that much money to own a land at this point of time right now. Again, a limiting belief, a limiting thought. But right now I am not putting so much of focus on owning a land or something. As much as I want, I do want to buy a house. But even that's I've done, like I parked it for some time. Like in the next 5 years, I want to buy a house. But uh, but what to say? Right now, my focus is just on stabilizing my career and a future with my SP. So so that's what I wanted to say. So that time she had told me that, when you set a boundary with someone, what happens is that you have always let people overstep your boundaries. And when I say boundaries, it doesn't mean that, like if you do this and that, I will do this and that. Like there are many people who say that if you message me, I will block you. So that's not a boundary, that's not like, you're not doing that to anyone. You're not whatever it is. Okay, so I'm not saying about such boundaries. Okay, what I'm talking about is like, I don't want to do this, you cannot make me do this. So no matter what you try, or you want to have a normal conversation with me, that is a different thing. But I do not want to do this, I will not do this. So that is a clear boundary. So sometimes people might be shocked that, oh my god, you can be this strong about things, because they do not understand. Like you have always been someone who is like, I can be stepped on. Maybe you had that kind of identity, I can be stepped on. And now you refuse to be stepped on. Why? Because are you fighting for something wrong? No, you are fighting for a life which you've always dreamt to live. And sometimes what happens, so basically what happens is that, like I was told this for a long time, and then yesterday, like maybe the way I am explaining things is not right, or maybe like, so basically I have gone into a limit wherein I'm just shouting and saying things. I cannot explain it calmly as much as I'm trying myself to hold my temper, to be normal, but I'm not able to. Maybe because like I may have a lot of pent up emotions inside of me. I have inside a lot of pressure which I am handling by myself with 3D at this point of time right now. And that's the thing, maybe I'm not able to hold up my sanity, because somewhere I feel there's too much of burden inside of me. See, all I want is my SP's support and a future with him. But sometimes it happens, right? Like you have been fighting with a lot of pressure for a long time, and then you are like, I cannot take it anymore, and you just blast at everyone. So it happens like that. So I think the person who calmed me down yesterday was my brother. So it's not my the brother who is 12 years younger to me, but he is 5 years younger to me, and he stays in US or somewhere like that. He went there for engineering, and now he's settled there, like settled there as in like he's not married, obviously. He's working there, and he's trying for a master's in some other college through, because US economy, right? Like when you are not a person who is an American, so you need to try hard for getting a visa and all that kind of stuff. So he has also gone through his own set of struggles. He has a different upbringing. He doesn't listen to what he would not blindly listen to what parents say, or what, like, we are not timid people actually. None of my family none of my brother or sisters are timid people, like, you whatever you say I'll do. So none of us are like that, including my elder brother, who is also my cousin. All of us have our own independent level of thinking. Now, I'm not saying that most people are timid, but what I'm saying is I've also seen few people who are very timid, that they do not know how to fight for themselves. And to me, it's like I've seen some girls like that. So to me, I do not like to be around such girls. So that's about it. So initially he said that, can I call you? I said that yeah, but why do you want to call me? Like, I know I am being blunt or something, like I should not be that blunt, but I said that, why do you want to call me? Then he said that, no, I just want to catch up, because it has been a long time since I haven't talked to you, so I just thought to call you and all that stuff. So I said that, if you are trying to convince me for something, please do not call me. So he said that, no Didi, I just want to talk to you. And then we actually had a very good talk for 1 hour or so. And then he said that, now tell me what's bothering you, because I saw a message in a group which you put or something, I don't know, like somebody told him or something like that. He said that, I am actually not aware, I heard what they told me, but I want to know your part or your point of view. So I said that, see, I have someone in my heart, and for some reasons, like, it's not how a conventional proposal goes into marriage kind of stuff. So the thing is that I know this person is for me, and he is for I am for him, but like for some other reason he has not been able to commit to me, and like he said some things which are not what he actually feels. And so naturally a brother instinct would be first to protect the sister. So he said that, can I get his name and etc. I said that, you won't be contacting him. So he said that, no, I am not going to contact him, I just want to know, like, I just want to know this person better. So I said that, okay, you can say. And like, I have so much of trust in my SP that I told him that I told my brother that once he actually proposes and he's introduced to the family, you'll get to know why I chose him, because he's one of the finest man and the most beautiful person I have found on this earth. And you'll know that all these delays are not because like both of us like it's not because of the lack of love, it's because of I don't know, like some processing had to be done before we met each other, which we had not done maybe. So that is the reason things are a bit delayed. But and then I also, like, when I opened up to him, I took a promise from him that he's not gonna go and pass such messages to my family. So about my SP, my auntie knows, and my mom knows, and my grandmother also knows, but my uncle doesn't know about it, which is the reason why he was thinking that why I rejected that guy from France. But then I told him that the type of pressure you all are giving to me is causing female issues to me. I am abnormally bleeding, and my brain nerves are paining because of the type of pressure you are putting me into. So, and you guys think that if you put continuously in pressure, then I will say yes, my decision will not change. And this is what I kept saying. Like, I to be honest, like, I've really grown into a person who first was someone who could be stepped into, who could be, like, taken for granted, and I'm now, like, to be honest, this is not for taken, I'm using the wrong word. It's not about taken for granted. It's like I was always someone who would, if you are someone, you come with your expectation, I will try to meet your expectation, but it is someone, like, I do not care about my expectation, I just do what people want me to do. I used to be that kind of person. And then what happened is that I reached to a peak, and then I got so hurt out of it that, like, it's not about, it's about the whole world I'm talking about. Okay, it's not about some family member treated me this way or that way, or somebody told me something and I did. I'm not saying all these things. I mean, in general, I was such a personality, and then I stopped being such personality because I chose my happiness first. So that's the thing. So then when I actually, like, yesterday my mom was bugging me. First she started with the guy, like why I rejected that guy and all that kind of stuff she started talking about. And then when I explained that she was not accountable, like, I said that you're shocked that I am trying to make my own decision. So she said that no, I'm not shocked with that you're trying to make an own decision. Anybody would want to make their own decisions, but it's just that I do not understand the reasoning you are coming into. I said that, so when you married my father, like, you guys know about my story, I think till now. So when you married my father, you were not accountable for your decision. What you said is, your father told you that this guy could be a good person for you to spend your rest of the life, and you knew that there were some, like, you didn't like certain things about that guy. Your vibe itself was not matching with this guy. So, like, my mother did not have anyone in her life, actually. Like, I have my SP, my mother did not have anyone in her life. As much as I remember, she had a crush on someone, but like, they hardly talked to each other. Like, they were just like relatives kind of people. Not relatives, you do not marry a relative, but what I'm trying to say is, like, they were a family friend or something like that, but the guy wasn't even a good friend or something. The person my mom liked, just liked, not loved. So I think my grandfather tried to talk to that guy's family, and that guy's family said that since my mom has some leg problems, so his mother did not like him, like my mom, and obviously that was an insult to our family. So they didn't go forward with it. But that's a total different case. They didn't have a relationship, they didn't have a friendship, they judged my mother. So that's a total different case, right? When you don't have emotions attached to someone such that you do not have a relationship together, you do not have mutual feelings together, there's no point. It's like, you cannot marry someone who, like, you just have a one-sided love with. So that was the thing. But like, when it came to my father, like, before my father, she also saw some different people, like 3-4 different people, and one was a healthy option, like what she told me about, and the other was this man who is my father. So she rejected many people because I know my mother, when she goes to a shop, she will see hundreds of clothes, and then she will go back and buy that first cloth. But I am someone, I will enter, suppose I go to a Mac store, I choose the first, first I won't select. once I like something and I will end up buying it. I do not need to see the whole world to choose a cloth. So it's like that, like I know how I am. So that's the thing. So when she told me that when she married my father, that was when my grandfather was too insistent on marrying this person and etc etc, and he was in a competition with someone that I want to get my daughter married before this person. So like I know people make mistakes, but this is a huge mistake because it is about the life of someone. And then my mother even told him that I feel like this person has some anger issues. I guess you should first talk and go and find a background check or something like this. So because and that's what my father did have anger issues. Like anger issues is one thing. People who have anger some or the other way, they have a caring nature somewhere within the iceberg. But my father had anger issues, but more than the care, it was about his ego. So that was something which was there. So I said that, so when she was arguing with me yesterday, like arguing with me, and as in like she wanted to have a discussion, but the kind of things she was talking that offended me, and I started reacting to it. And as I said that I think I have borne a lot of things for a long time. So I am now just blasting at people, and I know this is a phase, like this will go, this will be good, but at the same time, so yeah, that's the thing. So she was so at that point of time I said that I have seen your choices are third class. Like I should not talk to my mother, but that's the truth. She chose my father, who is a third class person. She chose a guy for me before I met my SP, and he was also a third class person. So I said that your choices don't match with me. I make the finest choices. The people who I chose, they were all good human beings. Maybe like before my SP, whoever I chose, he was a very good human being. He was a very patient person. Only thing is that he didn't feel any love for me. Like it was not a two-sided love. That's why like we didn't go forward with it. But with my SP, it's a two-sided love. He's a good human being. There's no problem. Maybe like he's not been able to commit till now, but that doesn't mean he never will. I do not trust his words because he comes off as a very fearful version of him, which he needs to work himself, because only he can help himself. But of course my support, my love is always there with him. But a person, when like he needs to help himself, he needs to decide that no, I won't be this fearful version anymore. I am the one who takes the steps forward. I am the one who steps into that version she deserves to be, and I deserve to be in a relationship with her. So he needs to be that. Okay, so that's the thing. So when I clarified this with reasons that you didn't choose your husband properly, which is the reason why I didn't get a father. So when I told this to my mother, it actually opened her eyes. I think nobody actually challenged her that way, the way I did. So I told her that. Not just this, I also said that when every person grows up, he or she has their own decision. Even I wanted a family, a fulfilled family. So when my father treated this way, when my father decided that he doesn't want to be with you or whatever it is, like, say, I don't want to talk about my father, and neither is my father's situation and my situation any similar. But what I'm trying to say is, people unconsciously relate a lot of things which is not right. So I know my mother sees my SP in a good light, but at the same time she thinks that I'm trying to impose something on my SP or something like that. And neither am I messaging him, neither am I disturbing him, neither am I doing anything at all. I'm like, do whatever you want in your life. I know that you will marry me. This is my belief, but I didn't try to impose that on him. So that's the thing, okay? And so that's why I clarified. So now at this point of time, whenever I discuss things with my family, it's never about my SP now. It's about what I want, whether I want to talk to some other guy or not. So they were like, why did you reject this guy? He was a good person. I said that for you it could be good. You saw the family, you saw this and that, and you found that okay, this might be a good option. But It is me who I choose. It is me who I want to spend the rest of my life with, and you cannot impose that on me. You cannot say that you have, like we checked everything for you. Why are you saying no? Then I mean, if you want to be an engineer and somebody forces you to be a doctor, it cannot be like that, right? So I explained all these kinds of reasoning, and then after some time she actually understood. She was suffocating me. So I said that, when you used to be like, when I was growing up, I wanted you to remarry someone else, and I wanted you to give me a fulfilled family, but you didn't do that. And neither did I force you that, please go and remarry someone, even when I wanted it so bad. So you should also respect that point of view. When I didn't impose that on you, why are you imposing this on me? I mean, you might not be saying, or you might not be forcing me to do something, but unconsciously you are like continuously blackmailing me or making me feel guilty about things, and that's not gonna work, because I don't work that way. So that's what I said, and I think she understood after a certain point of time. So for 2 hours I didn't talk to her. I was talking to my brother, and so he supported. He said that, of course, even if I was in your place, like, no matter what points other people kept, like, I cannot go with someone who I do not love. I cannot go with someone wherein my heart is not there, and I do not want to waste someone else's, some third party's life. So I said that third party, I'm never gonna marry that person, because I am clear about it. I'm not gonna waste my life before even a third party comes. Like, I'm not gonna waste my life. First thing is that I will not be happy. Second thing is that my SP will not be happy. Third thing is that why will I waste someone's life who I don't even know, and etc, etc. So I said that, see, even unconsciously, whenever people say some things, or if someone is talking to me, even not in my imagination, I let myself think that, my husband is only my SP. So I've always felt that I don't entertain any other thoughts, and I've been doing this for a long time. So I know, like, in default, my husband is my SP. That's all. So that's what I explained, and he was trying to check some, he wanted to know more about my SP. I'm like, go and check it. Please just don't let him know that you are checking, because otherwise he will feel bad or something like that. So see, it's quite natural for a brother to want to check on your sister's SP or whatever it is. Like, until now, nobody had gone through so much, like, I want to know more about him because you love him, etc, etc. But had we been in a normal relationship, I would have introduced him to my family, he would have introduced me to his family, like how conventional marriages go, like in a love marriage goes. So it would have happened like that. But anyway, it's fine. Like, I trust in God's plan. There's always, like, there's a reason why things happen the way it happens. And when I started this journey, it was about restoring my relationship with my favorite person. But now it's about restoring not just my relationship, but restoring me and him also in the way. So that's why I say that God always has a better plan. So this is about it. Okay, so now I had a client who I was talking to like yesterday only. So and she started saying that. So basically, I told you that this person has some divorce case going on, etc. So she's like, that I told her a long back, please stop messaging your guy. You are not letting him miss you. You're not letting him miss you, because what is happening is you're always available for this person, and what he should be doing, he's not doing that. He's not stepping into that version. So if you don't let him miss you, he will not step into that version. And I'm not talking in a, like, I'm not asking that this is the tactic to do this and that. I'm not saying that. It's just that I think sometimes you need to step back for people to realize what they're doing. So that's the thing. That doesn't mean you don't love this person or something like that. It's just that you know the version of him who is committed to you. You know the version of him who always wants to be with you. But if he is not stepping into that version, then you will have to do something to make him step into that version. So, and that make him do something, as in, like, don't go into the 3D and start forcing, please be with me. I'm not saying that. So basically, you believe in him. So let that belief be there, but don't insist so much on him that, please talk to me, please choose me. That's not how somebody chooses you, okay? So, and this woman is doing like going and asking, please be with me, please be with me, and he's constantly rejecting her. He's blocking her from different platforms and all kind of stuff. And now she has started sending mails to him. I'm like, you are behaving just like me, like how I used to behave. And I said that, does he reply your emails? Then she said that no, he doesn't reply my emails, but I know he reads my emails. So I'm like, okay, how do you know he reads your emails? So then she came up with some indirect something. And I said that, okay, you know what? I totally see my old self in you. And I understand. I know that you just want to be connected to him in some way, and you just want to be with him because he's a good person. You believe in him. You believe in your future with him. But you need to make him realize as well that he also, trust. I know that you trust him, that he can step into that version, but he needs to step into that version. For that, he doesn't need your chasing. He needs your belief. He needs your trust. He just needs your trust. So, be there for him, but don't be so insistent that choose me, choose me, choose me. That's not how it works. And maybe like we are taught since we are a child that, for getting something you need to go and fight for it. Yes, you fight for it, but sometimes that fighting is not in action wise. Sometimes that fighting is in simply being still and praying for your relationship, or simply being still or believing in your relationship. And the thing is what, like this woman, she has not solved any of her, the pain inside of her. So there are so many court cases happening. Instead of focusing on her peace, she is constantly trying to fix the relationship. And I understand what a woman goes through when her relationship is in trouble, but it's still like I feel like if you don't put the oxygen mask on yourself first, how will you save that relationship? I know that even if it's about because I've been there, and I understand her point of view. If it is about choosing you or the relationship, you will choose the relationship. And even I have done that, and I still do that. But what I'm trying to say is, breathe first, at least breathe the minimum, then focus on the relationship, because that relationship is existing only because you are there. Now, if you are not able to balance yourself, if you are not able to control yourself, then how will that survive? So I'm saying that focus on your healing. Focus on your healing means you don't have to go and sit and do, I'm going to heal and that healing will take forever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying change your old ways of thinking, change your old ways of doing things. Why can't you believe that he also can, he also is capable of pursuing you. He also is capable of committing to you. He also is capable of chasing you the way you chased him. So why can't you believe in that? Why don't you think that you are also the prize? Like you think that he's the prize for you. Why can't you think you are the prize for him? That's the only mental shifting I wanted her to do, because that is very necessary. If you don't see yourself as a prize, why will someone see you as a prize? You don't yourself value yourself. Then what's the point? So that's the thing. Okay, so I think I just wanted to share my experience. I didn't want to make it any heavy or anything like that. I just wanted to share my experience, that's all. And I think it's a very valuable thing, because so yeah, that's about it.